Hello, everyone. So, Illumination, you know, the guys who made Minions and Despicable Me, released the trailer for Despicable Me 3. And I'm not a fan. You see, the whole trailer focuses on Gru being part of an agency to stop the supervillains from stealing diamonds and such. That's fine. You know, that's what we were led to believe would happen after the last movie. While Despicable Me 2 was beginning to try and separate itself further from the original, the trailer for Despicable Me 3 cements my belief that it kind of lost touch in what made the original great. And that's Gru's relationship with his adopted children.
It's bedtime. Did you brush your teeth? Let me smell. Let me smell. You did not.
Margo, Edith, and Agnes. These were pretty big characters in the original film. Sure, there was the villain Vector, but the main story arc was predominantly centered around how Gru, a supervillain, would manipulate these girls into stealing the moon, only to realize that they manipulated him to care. Oh.
Now make them drink the milk.
Oh, I don't like this book.
So there was this really amazing character development filled with lots of inner conflicts that the main character had to resolve. And you know what? I'd have been happy with the series ending there. It had a brilliant story arc which was really quite heartwarming. But then Despicable Me 2 came out. Now, I've only watched the sequel a couple of times many years ago, and it didn't have the lasting impact on me that the original did. So, most of this is just off memory. Gru was discovered by the agency, and blackmailed to go undercover at a bakery. All of the minions started turning evil in a different color, and then there was a love interest with one of the agents, and then there was a moment where the historical villain returned. You see what I mean? The three children who changed Gru were no longer front and center. The minions were still a big part of it, but Margo, Edith, and Agnes were barely there. And they did try to introduce a story arc where Margo is attracted to a young boy. Now, that's a massive deal, a really interesting character plot, as Gru begins to realize that the children he helped raise are becoming more independent. But it was appalling how they handled it, and for the life of me, I don't know how it was resolved. The trailer for Despicable Me 3 fills me with a horrible feeling that they're just making Megamind 2. Think about it. A villain that uses gadgets for evil, who ultimately becomes good, and that's the entire plot of Megamind. Now, no one wants to see Megamind. I will pay money to unsee Megamind. Margo, Edith, and Agnes do not appear even once in the trailer for Despicable Me. The only reference that Gru has adopted children is summed up by a short 2-second joke. I'm gonna play it now.
What about that? What? Oh, girls!
Judging from the water squirter, the girls are still quite young, so we'll probably see them in some capacity. I'd actually like to see Edith, who probably has the least character development of the girls, to start researching villainy. Is that a word? I don't know. Okay, maybe Gru has to set her on a path to convince her to be good. All the while, Gru begins to remember the fun he had as a villain, and begins to even consider returning back to a villain himself. Baltazar Black, the main villain of Despicable Me 3, is a reminder of the past, specifically the 80s with his outfit and Rubik's Cube. After all, Dr. Nefarious expressed the same sense of loss when he was trying to be good.
I miss being evil.
It wouldn't be too far-fetched to see Gru experience the same feelings, and it'd be fun if he had to go through them with one of the girls. Perhaps Edith has started to take a rocky path towards evil while misbehaving at school. I don't know. Maybe I'll be surprised and see that we'll see more of the girls in the third film. But the starring list in the trailer doesn't fill me with much hope, as it only highlights Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, and Trey Parker, who will never live up to his performance from over 20 years ago.
The sky is blue and all the leaves are green. The sun's as warm as a baked potato.
the original film's trailer and its sequel at least gave Miranda Cosgrove, the voice of Margo, a credit at the end. And that's not even mentioning the entire trilogy's lack of mentioning Dana Gea or Elsie Fisher, who played Edith and Agnes. But then again, it looks like, according to Despicable Me's free IMDb page, they replaced the Agnes voice actress with someone called Nev Sherrill, which is quite a shame because that character really is part of the pillars of this film.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!
But understandably, the original voice actress of Agnes is now at least 6 years older and may not be able to perform the same voice, so I'm not mad about that. I am mad that I think as Despicable Me continues to see more sequels, it's getting more and more out of touch with one of the reasons why the original was so well received.
Can I hold your
Oh well. Let's find out what the community has to say about it by reading the YouTube comments. Well, the Minions are still there, but where's Gru's kids? I was wondering why I was enjoying this, but they reminded me of the end. Didn't have Minions before that point. We didn't ask for this. Not another one. Can't wait to watch this next summer. Minion Nation unites! If you hate them, well, too bad. Go watch something else. I don't care. Only saw 2 Minions. Disliked. Please, less Minions! Today isn't our April Fool's Day, you fools! Honestly, I want to watch this just for Tret. Trey, why are kids' films going closer and closer to nude? Oh, those despicable memes. Brilliant, they use the free in place of the E. That's brilliant, like they do in Leet Speak. As we waited for a bus in the frosty weather, the woman next to me mentioned that she makes a lot of mistakes when texting in the cold. I nodded knowingly. It's the early signs of typothermia. Baltazar Black. Okay, I'm going butt crazy. He's a villain that has dance moves and a bubblegum that grows bigger and stick, plus a Rubik's Cube bomb. And a guitar blasts. Now that is just crazy. Thank you all for watching. If you have any thoughts on Despicable Me 3's trailer, let me know in the comments. And if you like the cut of my jib, you can always hit that subscribe button. Goodbye, everyone.
With eyes full of hope as we aim for the sky is blue and all the leaves are green. My heart's as full as a baked potato. I think I know precisely what I mean.